Today on r/AITA, from a stolen camera to a mother-in-law with the police to a wedding day honesty check. Let's dive in.
Am I the a-hole for filing a police report on a good friend who was caught on video stealing my boyfriend's camera at a dinner? She has refused to help me either replace it in full or contribute to the cost of replacing it. We were out to dinner one night at an expensive hotel. My boyfriend let me borrow his Canon G7X $1,800 camera to bring to take pictures with my friends. At the conclusion of the dinner, I went up to the room and realized the camera was gone. I went right back down to the table and no one had seen it. I immediately got with hotel security and she is on video clear as day, swiping the camera when my back was turned and shoving it in her purse. I covered for her initially with my friend and contacted her to find a resolution. She had taken the camera with her and my other friends to a club after dinner, which I did not attend and lost it there. For background, this is my good college friend who I know well, the camera thief. She has been taken on free trips to Coachella and St. Bart's on my dime, not kidding, as well as many other things. We have done a lot together and are good friends, so I expected her to feel sorry. Initially, she lied, saying she did not have it. When I told her we had video, she confessed and then said yes, she took it but lost it at the next bar she went to with my other friends. It is now gone. I asked her to help me replace it by going in on me with the cost. She has refused all measures or resolutions, and now I feel I have nothing left to do but file a police report and let them handle it. It is impacting my relationship, and I am furious my friend is not helping at all. Why should I be on the hook for something she stole? I have given her 3 weeks to help me resolve this, but she insists she is going to do nothing. I am being pressed by my boyfriend to either replace the camera or help him file a report with her info and the footage. I even asked her to just throw in half or less than half the cost to help, but she still refuses. I do not want her to get in trouble, but I am at the point where I feel she really does not care. I sent her a text this morning telling her if I do not receive full cost of the camera or shipping confirmation of a new camera from an approved vendor to a provided address by end of day Friday, we will be filing a report with the police Saturday morning. I felt like an a-hole typing this out to her, but I have to do it. She told me she is sick of me and that I will be receiving a tracking number by 12 Eastern on Friday and not to blame her if the package is never received. I told her if she was my real friend, she would be sorry and in no way will I allow this to be flipped on me. Should I ask if the camera is new or the one that disappeared? She sent me a tracking number via FedEx. It says it is a waiting package. I have asked her repeatedly if she is sending me the original camera, assuming it magically turned up, or a new one. She refuses to answer and only tells me to stop bothering her. I am more and more convinced my friend, the camera thief, took the camera hoping that I would just replace it for my boyfriend, gifting her a free camera. For background, this friend is heavily involved on Instagram and loves taking pictures. The Canon G7X is coveted by women because it is known as the Instagram camera. Even if you wanted to buy one at full price, they're out of stock everywhere. Let's hope it gets returned with this tracking. FedEx still says awaiting package even though shipping info was sent to them at 7 p.m. yesterday. Original camera returned via FedEx the other day. It has been given back to the boyfriend. However, the camera thief blocked me on all socials after this. It appears she was trying to keep the camera for herself and expected me to just buy a new one for the boyfriend.
Okay, can we talk about how wild the Reddit comments were on this one? I was honestly shocked. So many people calling OP the a-hole. Like, really? People can be pretty cruel sometimes. I get it. Maybe you don't like the way OP handled things, but she thought this was a good friend. Sure, maybe her radar for picking friends isn't the best, but please, be kind to each other. We all make dumb decisions sometimes, but that doesn't suddenly make someone an a-hole or a villain. OP is not the a-hole here. The thief is. Don't ever blame the victim. But she definitely needs to fix her radar in picking good friends. Hopefully this is the only a-hole friend in her circle and the rest are normal, supportive people. Because if a good friend treats you like this, who needs enemies, right? And that FedEx stunt? What a joke. Pretending to ship something while playing games with the tracking number is just plain pathetic. At least the camera came back, but the friendship? Yeah, that's gone, and OP's better off. Now, if you think that was messy, wait until you hear what happens when an ex's mom shows up uninvited and drags the police into it.
Am I the a-hole for not answering the door when my ex's mom showed up at my apartment unannounced? I have sole custody of my children. My ex and his family live about a 9-hour drive from me. One day at around 9 a.m., there was knocking on my bedroom window. I peeked through the bottom of the blinds and just see women's sneakers. So I peek higher and make eye contact with my ex's mom. All I can think is, what the heck? The apartments where I live are not gated, so anybody can drive onto the property, just not go in buildings without a key, which means my ex's mom couldn't knock on my door because she couldn't enter my building. Anyway, now that she's seen me, I change and go see why she's there. The only reason why she has my address is because a few months back, she asked to mail some stuff for the kids, and I dumbly gave her my address. She tells me she was in the neighborhood. I ask her why she didn't call me before arriving, and she said it was a last-minute decision. I let her in and she sees the kids for a bit. When she leaves, I tell her next time she needs to give me a heads up before arriving. And I'm not talking 10 minutes before. I need at least a 1-week notice. So, this is where I might be the a-hole. About 4 months later, she pulls this stunt again. When I hear the tapping on my window, I know exactly who it is. I don't bother looking out the window. She starts calling me. After the 5th call, I answer. She tells me to open up because she wants to see the kids. I'm like, what? I'm not even home. Why didn't she tell me she was coming? I'm 45 minutes away visiting my dad with the kids. She demands my dad's address. I refuse to give it to her. I tell her I have no idea when I will be home. Yes, complete lie. Anyway, she doesn't believe me. She thinks I'm home. Again says it was a last-minute decision. I hang up on her. I'm getting texts from my ex demanding I let his mom see the kids. I tell him what I told her. I'm not home. Imagine my surprise when I hear the police banging on my door a few minutes later. I don't answer. I get a call from a random number, the police officer. He is there to perform a wellness check because my ex's mom hasn't heard from me in 3 days and she's extremely worried. Also, according to him, it is illegal not to answer the door when a police officer knocks.
I tell him she is lying. I just spoke to her on the phone. She showed up unannounced.
I made it clear to she not to do that, and I'm out with family and I don't need to come back just because she showed up unannounced. She is my ex's mom, and I don't have to talk to her. After that phone call, I get a text from my ex calling me an a-hole and asking how hard would it have been to let his mom see the kids when she drove all the way there just to see them. I want to make it clear I don't mind her visiting. I don't mind her being around my kids. But I can't stand her showing up unannounced and demanding to see my kids like that. It was like she was on a weird power trip.
This is just unhinged. Showing up uninvited is already crossing the line, but tapping on someone's window, that's a whole new level of creepy. And then calling the police with a fake wellness check because you didn't get your way? Yeah, that's not concern, that's control. OP already set a clear boundary. Give notice before coming. That's not unreasonable. Honestly, it's the bare minimum of respect. So no, OP is not the a-hole here. The ex's mom just couldn't stand being told no and decided to make it a power play. If you don't even have access to the place, you call first. And if no one's home, that's not a trap. That's just you not making a plan. Now, speaking of family drama, imagine being the maid of honor at a wedding and having to tell the bride she doesn't exactly smell picture perfect.
Am I the a-hole for telling the bride that her armpits smell on her wedding day since I was the maid of honor? I, 27 female, have a best friend, 27 female, who got married recently. It was an outdoor wedding in the middle of the day on the West Coast. During the reception portion, she was sweaty and her armpits smelled. I discreetly told her, since that's what we usually do for each other, before she married her husband, 28 male, she had gotten mad at him one time because he didn't warn her that she smelled when they went to a fancy event. She excused herself. I had smelled my own pits, so I excused myself as well to freshen up. When I returned, she was back, and she smelled great again. I thought I did good. When she got back from her honeymoon, she told me I made her self-conscious for the rest of the wedding. She said I made her feel bad, and she said she's mad at me for ruining her big day. Am I the a-hole?
This one's tough because I get where the bride is coming from. Nobody wants to feel called out on their wedding day. But honestly, OP wasn't being mean. She was being the kind of friend we all wish we had. Someone who quietly pulls you aside and saves you from hours of embarrassing photos. If anything, that's love. You'd rather your best friend whisper it to you than have every guest remember the bride as the one who smelled like a gym locker, right? It might have stung in the moment, but that's not ruining her big day. That's saving her dignity. And let's be real, weddings are stressful, hot, sweaty, emotional. Things happen. A little deodorant break is not the scandal of the century. So no, OP's not the a-hole here. She was being a real friend. The bride just needed a second to see it that way. What about you guys? Would you want your best friend to tell you the truth even on your wedding day? Or would you rather they keep it to themselves? Let me know in the comments.
And that wraps up today's r/am I the a-hole. Hope you enjoyed the drama as much as I did. If you did, give it a thumbs up and drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everything, even the spicy ones. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button, turn on the bell, so you never miss another crazy story. I'll see you in the next one, and trust me, it's gonna be wild. Bye!